Johnson, and this is focused on Liberia. Hit it! From Cape Mount to Cape Palmer, Mount Nimba to Atlantic Ocean, Obomi Hills to Pocondre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Talk about home affairs, in diaspora, current affairs, reliable information, history, talking about culture, politics, education, entertainment, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another edition of Hello, Pastor with Reverend Dr. Chandler G. Freeman. My name is Dennis Jai, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. In today's edition of Hello, Pastor, we're going to be talking about addictions that no one talks about. There are all kinds of addictions, but the four that we have listed tonight, these are the addictions that nobody talks about. Number one, cheating. 2, pornography. 3, social media. 4, gossip. With me is Reverend Dr. G. Freeman, who thought about this, and he said, Brother Dennis, there are some addictions that nobody talks about. I said, Pastor, lay on me. Reverend, welcome.
Brother Dennis, how you doing? Happy Sunday, brother.
Happy Sunday, and welcome to the show. I know we're off for a date, and you were bereaved.
Yes.
Condolences. Hope everything is okay.
Thank you.
So how's family? How's job? How's the ministry?
Family is doing okay now. And for the work, we continue to push. We are relentless in our efforts, Brother Dennis, to win. We came to America for better. And we continue we are determined to accomplish our goals.
Thank you. And I know you do a lot of things, that you do, but on the ministry side, especially when it comes to other podcasts that you do, let's talk a little bit about things you do in the vineyard outside of Hello, Pastor.
Yes. So, okay, let me see.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So, well, I have a YouTube channel. So, other than Hello Pastor, you can get me on YouTube, Gospel Reach Television. And on the YouTube channel, if you go to videos, you'll be able to get my weekly messages and everything. Also, I have a radio broadcast, national radio broadcast called A Note of Hope, Brother Dennis, and you can get me on Saturday mornings, and I'm on WEMM 107.9, and so you can get me in there every Saturday. For your time, it's going to be 10:30 in the morning every Saturday, but for CST time, it's 9:30. So I'm doing that. I started also a manhood series, and it's been very, very fascinating, where we're talking about what is the blueprint. that God had, God designed for the man and everything. And it's been fascinating. We're in week 7 right now in that particular series, the manhood series. One of the newest thing that we've been doing, Brother Dennis, is that we have a chat room right now, and we're dropping content there on a daily basis. But I'm very active on Facebook. There's something that's been exploding, Brother Dennis, on Facebook called Amen Prayers and Today's Prayers.
Okay.
It's very, very short, but we try to pregnate it with a lot of biblical truth and everything. And so that's been gaining a lot of traction. You can still get me on TikTok and everything. So we're trying to do everything, Brother Dennis, to be on the front line and to be able to engage the culture. Because Jesus said we should be salt of the earth.
Yeah.
And that is to provide meaning and visibility and everything in the culture. Not to withdraw Brother Dennis into the monastery, but to engage in everything in the culture. That's what we're trying to do.
And if you are watching, we're putting the comments of the YouTube channel, the link for the YouTube channel in the comments there. So take a look at it, click on it, and you can follow Reverend Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman, the Manhood series, just a few hours ago, I was talking with a sister and we're talking about men. And I said, well, those of us, for me, is like, thank God I came to America. Maybe I'm growing and everything, but things that there is nothing against being in Liberia, right? But things that I saw in Liberia that I thought were normal as a man growing up. And that's why when you have someone maybe joining you and they see the way you relate to your children, they say, oh, you're making the children frisky. Because the way that when we were growing up, what we saw from people in the community, from other men, uncles and cousins, and man, it's like if we had remained in that mindset, I would have been a very different father to my children, to my family today. And so I don't know whether it's America, but nobody really would tell you how to behave, and you don't have that many role models. So I want to tell me a little bit about that Manhood series, if it is speaking to the issues that I'm talking about here.
That's good, Brother Dennis, because that was the reason. Let me see if you can hear me.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, that was the reason why I decided to embark upon the Manhood series, because we didn't have, Brother Dennis, the issue is not context. The issue is whatever context we live in, the issue is information, applicable information. So we didn't have no, Brother Dennis, nobody was intentional in teaching it to us.
Yeah.
So it's like it was not part of the educational system, Brother Dennis. It's so easy that they were teaching on SSO. And Brother Dennis, I can't even remember the SSO. I can remember some of it. But why didn't they teach us something as important as what it means to really, really be a man? So what you really have here was a lack of information that we needed. And then you brought up a good point, Brother Dennis. We didn't have a lot of role models and mentors and everything. And so when I came on this side, Brother Dennis, the turning point with me was I read a particular book called Power Dad. And that really, really set me on a path in everything of discovery and everything. Yes.
Thank you. Well, today our topic, addictions no one talks about. Pastor, why this topic?
Because, Brother Dennis, people are silent on the topic. And not only are people silent on the topic, it has a lot of effect. It's destroying, Brother Dennis, it's destroying lives. And I think that we have to be able to talk about it. We can't keep it in the darkness. We have to talk about it. And so we can help individuals in this particular category find practical and wise solution to these particular addictions.
What are some of the addictions that people do talk about? Before we get to the one they don't talk about, what are the addictions that they talk about?
I think, Brother Dennis, for example, the popular one that everybody talks about will be like alcohol addiction. I think that gets a lot of press.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it gets a lot of press. But when you talk about gossiping, Brother Dennis, do you know that we in a culture where nobody even talks about gossiping? But gossiping has destroyed so many lives. In fact, you got Brother Dennis talk shows where the content is not even credible. It's just gossip and everything. So we really, really can do better in trying to be factual in the information. And and so today, hopefully, as a result of us addressing some of these particular issues, and I will go into the Bible, and then I will come out and everything into the culture. So hopefully, Brother Dennis, we're going to be between two worlds today: the world of the Bible, and then our contemporary context. And hopefully, we will be able to unpack these issues. That's my goal.
So what are additions?
The disorders.
Okay.
The just dangerous behaviors, unhealthy behaviors and habits.
So let me listen. Let's go into it. The additions no one talk about. Number one.
Brother Dennis, let's start with I wanted us to start, Brother Dennis, with cheating.
Okay.
I wanted us to start with that.
I had a friend. He said, he came to America and said the girl said you are cheating. He said no. In Africa, we are used to having multiple wives and multiple partners. We only cheat in election, but not in relationship. So when you say cheating, what's cheating?
We're gonna get into that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that's good. All right, Brother Dennis, let's start with I want to read a portion of scripture from 1 Samuel chapter 11, 2 Samuel chapter 11, and then I will begin to unpack it. All right, so 2 Samuel 11, it says, in the spring of the year, when kings go to battle, David sent Joab and the servants with him and all Israel, and they ravished the Ammonites and besieged Rabbah. But David remained in Jerusalem. So it happened late one afternoon when David arose from his couch and was walking on the roof of the king's house, that he saw from the roof a woman bathing, and the woman was very, very beautiful. And David sent and inquired about the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? So David sent messengers and took her, and she came to him, and he lay with her. Now she had been purifying herself from her uncleanness. And then she returned to her house, and the woman conceived. And she sent and told David, I'm pregnant. So, Brother Dennis, I want us to unpack this. So Brother Dennis, let's just start. Let me start this by telling you the circumstances. Okay, so what you have in terms of circumstances in this particular text is, number one, Brother Dennis, in the ancient Near East, the people never went to battle during the winter time. So they went to battle in spring. And so the text said when kings went to war. So, brother, the first thing that happens here, I want you to pay attention to two factors here. Boredom. Pay attention to boredom and idleness. I think because it's critical in our development in this particular text. Brother Dennis, instead of David being at war, so number one, Brother Dennis, he was not where he was supposed to be. He sent Joab. And look at Brother Dennis. Let's unpack it from the Hebrew. It says that he kept on walking on the roof, Brother Dennis. So I want you to pay attention to pacing, idleness, boredom. These are the surrounding circumstances. In the midst, Brother Dennis, of this, it says that he saw a woman taking bath. So he sees an alluring image. And the text said that the woman was very, very beautiful. So, Brother Dennis, the first thing is this. We're trying to analyze why did he cheat or why did he commit adultery. When he saw it, Brother Dennis, he kept his eyes on it. He kept his eyes on her. So he didn't see it, and then he didn't remove his eyes from it. So he kept his eyes. But Brother Dennis, he didn't stop there, though. He went and he inquired. So that's the, okay, so how do you check yourself? So number one, Brother Dennis, he saw it and he continued to put his mind on it. Number two, Brother Dennis, he went and got more information. So I want you to pay attention to pursuit. He didn't stop himself. He went and he was trying to get into it, the fries and the cheese. And like, let me get more information on her. He didn't stop himself, Brother Dennis. They say he sent messengers for her. When she came, Brother Dennis, to the palace, the Bible says he lay with her. So number one, you see right here, a lack of, but he was married too, and she was married. So you see a lack of sexual restraint and indulgence. So in this particular text, Brother Dennis, he lacked control. He lacked restraint.
But it's not addiction yet.
In this text?
Yes.
He's addicted, Brother Dennis.
How?
Because, Brother Dennis, remember now, before this passage, remember how he had been piling up wives.
Yeah.
First, he started with, so you see, when we come to this particular point in the text, Brother Dennis, remember how he started from with Saul's daughter? And then he started getting more wives. You remember Abigail, the most beautiful? He just started getting more wives. So, Brother Dennis, now we come to this particular point now. It's addictive. It's addictive behavior. He has no restraint. Whatever he wants, he gets it. But Brother Dennis, we can't just knock him in a way, because remember now, there's not like a Me Too movement yet, though. He didn't do it against her will. He sent for her, and she came. And number two, how were you? She was taken back, Brother Dennis, naked, where anybody on the roof would actually see her. So her back is visible. Why did she do that? But so both of them would take the responsibility. Both of them cheated in this particular contest. So that's the first passage I want to show you.
I don't think. I mean, that's outside bathroom, right? So
No,
I think that's what everybody did.
No, Brother Dennis, listen though. Brother Dennis, listen. But okay, so yes, if you say there is outside bathroom, but then people had times when they did it. Because Brother Dennis, why would you put yourself in a position that is so visible? Okay, Brother Dennis, why did she go to the palace?
When she was called, the king called you. What are you gonna do?
Brother Dennis. Okay, why did she let him lay with her?
Because powerful men. This is the king.
No, Brother Dennis, listen now.
Brother Dennis,
no, Brother Dennis, what you're doing now is that you're taking, Brother Dennis, this girl, I want you to pay attention to how she's described. She's not she's from the upper class.
And her husband is a military man.
Not only that, her husband, Brother Dennis, is a mighty man. He's one of David mighty, and her grandfather is one of David, Ahithophel, David's top advisor. Her father was a mighty man. Brother Dennis, she's not from the lower class in Israel. She's an upper class girl.
And we see that today, presidents doing such thing to their minister's wife. But
Brother Dennis, she was not forced. No, she never forced.
I think she was forced.
No, Brother Dennis.
I think she was. This is the king. This is the most powerful man.
No.
Imagine, this is where I'm coming from, right? Because he sent for the man and said, "Come, go, send Uriah. Put this." He has so much power. He could tell where Uriah should be.
No, Brother Dennis. You're talking about, Brother Dennis. You're talking about it. We're not talking about the cover up. Let's just start with the story.
I'm just saying the power dynamics. That's what I'm
I understand. There are, Brother Dennis, he is a powerful man. But this whole king thinking, he didn't force himself, Brother Dennis, upon her.
I think he did. But
no, Brother Dennis, she came. Brother Dennis, she came willingly.
No, she was sent for by messengers. The soldiers, what a guy.
Yes, first of all, Brother Dennis, he inquired. But Brother Dennis, there is no, she's not from that particular spectrum in society where she couldn't have refused to say, you know what, I can't come. My husband is away and everything, because her husband had gone to war for David and for Israel. So, Brother Dennis, there is nothing in this text that says that he took away her power, because then that being he kind of abused her.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened.
No, Brother Dennis, no, the text is no.
I think that's what happened,
No,
because
no, no.
I mean,
Brother Dennis, these are two married people that
Yeah.
willingly
no,
got
one is the
involved.
king, and one is the
Yeah.
wife of the king's soldier.
No, Brother Dennis, no. You taking away everything. This is a woman, Brother Dennis, who is an upper class member of the society in Israel. She's not just any kind of
The husband is an
girl that is
underman.
simple.
The
Yeah.
husband is an underman to the king.
But Dennis,
The king
Brother
can
Dennis,
order him
remember,
around.
Brother Dennis, you remember the guys who actually built this kingdom? Her husband, her father, her grandfather. Remember when David went to the cave of Adullam? These are the boys, Brother Dennis, that established this particular kingdom. You know, that's not
Alright.
a small group. But Brother
Alright.
Dennis, check it out now. The key here is that he had no control.
Right.
He started small, and the addiction grew. And so now you have indulgence. But that's the first one I wanted to point to you. Let me get to the second one. So, Brother Dennis, this particular category, I want us to say that the reason for this one is because of the lack of control. But I have another one to point out to you in the Bible. It's not the only case of cheating in the Bible. Let me point out to you the second one from Genesis chapter 39. In Genesis chapter 39, it says that now Joseph was handsome in form, Brother Dennis, in appearance. And after a while, his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." So you see cheating? This woman, Brother Dennis, she was married to Potiphar.
Yeah.
And now she's telling Joseph, come. So, Brother Dennis, are you gonna use the same standard you did before? Is it a powerful woman telling a boy who was a slave? You're gonna use that same dynamics here?
Yeah.
But Brother Dennis, why did he say no?
Why he said no?
Because if he said that, Brother Dennis, in this particular case, she is a very, very powerful woman.
Right.
He being a slave, he living in the house with them, but he's a manager of the house and everything. And the Bible said God was blessing the house because of him, and he was a shrewd manager of everything. But Brother Dennis, why in the case he was able to say no? Because look at the invitation, Brother Dennis. The reason, but let me point out something. The reason here that they say he was beautiful in form and appearance, so he's a very attractive guy.
Yeah.
And she told him, "Come and lie with me." So you can tell that she is the one pursuing sexual activity with him.
Right.
But Brother Dennis, guess what? The fact, even though you see how she is the boss man's wife and he working in the house, but Dennis, why is it that he didn't do it? He didn't.
You said women are weaker vessel, right? Maybe that's why.
Oh,
So Joseph was able to run away.
but Brother Dennis, you see, so in the first case, David lacked, how they call the thing, control. But in this particular case, this woman, Brother Dennis, I want to point out a factor that most people don't point out when they're really dealing with this text. The reason why she did this, Brother Dennis, is because the Hebrew kind of gives us some hint about her husband. This particular man, when you look at the name Potiphar, when you really pull it from the Hebrew, Brother Dennis, he was Pharaoh's eunuch. So that means, Brother Dennis, he was a castrated man. So that means they had a ceremonial marital arrangement. And so, Brother Dennis, she just wanted to have a good time with Joseph. She didn't really want a relationship with Joseph. She just wanted the sexual pleasure and have a good time because she felt deprived the fact that she was married to a man who couldn't give it to her. So you see why she wanted to cheat. She wanted to cheat because the brother is good looking. The Bible says in form and appearance. And she been deprived because she married to a husband who was a castrated eunuch. So in this particular case, as for David, it's just a lack of self-control. But in her case, the reason why she cheated is because Joseph is good looking and she's deprived sexually. She had not had sexual activity for a while, and that's why she wanted to do it. So that's the second case.
Was that justified?
No, it's not. Because
Why
look
not?
at what he said. Look at what he says. He said, everything in this house is left in my charge. He says, but how can I do such an evil thing? And so he decided to flee. And so he even leaves his clothes there. That's going to be used against him as evidence later on, and he's going to end up in prison. But he did the right thing. He did the right thing and everything. So cheating in this particular context is because Brother Dennis, she felt deprived sexually and she wanted to experience a good time. The first case, David lied. But let me bring out another case, Brother Dennis, which I found fascinating, to Proverbs chapter 7. It's my third case concerning cheating. Proverbs chapter 7, if we look at verse 18, look at verse 19, Brother Dennis, Proverbs 7:19. She said, my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took his purse filled with money and will not be home till full moon. With persuasive words, she led him astray. She seduced him with her smooth tongue. All at once, he followed her. So there's a young man in Proverbs chapter 7. This one, Brother Dennis, she was a married woman, but she wants sexual variety because, Brother Dennis, she already had a husband. She said her husband had gone on a business trip, Brother Dennis. So you see, the Bible says she used persuasive words and convinced the young man, Brother Dennis, and the Bible says she followed her. So David's case is a lack of self-control. This second woman, Potiphar's wife, she's cheating because Joseph is handsome and she feels deprived because of her marital, relationship, and because the Egyptians did it at that time. It was just a thing that people did, they were not committed, everything. But in this case, Brother David, they say this woman in Proverbs chapter 7, she just wants sexual variety because she has a husband. And look at what she's telling the boy. My husband is not coming home right now. So it's okay
4 months
for us to do it.
I said for 4 months.
She said, you're not coming until the full moon come back. So, Brother Dennis, can you imagine, right? So they say he was convinced. Then that's what it says. Brother Dennis, check it out. They say with persuasive words. So, Brother Dennis, there's two things I want you to pay attention. We got women pursuing in this Bible, and we got men pursuing. David pursued Bathsheba, but in the other two cases with Potiphar's wife and this woman in Proverbs chapter 7, it's the women, Brother Dennis, that are doing the pursuing. So it's kind of balanced, though. I mean, what you think about it? It's not always the men that's trying to seduce. So we can put on, because, Brother Dennis, they say men are always dogs. That's what people say in the culture. But in this particular text, we see women are the one who actively pursuing at times, and with Potiphar's wife and this Proverbs 7 women, and then also with David's case, he's the one. So we got a balanced perspective. So it's not just men that cheat.
So this is can we say now this is a human character flaw? Because people say, well, we are human beings. This is men doing, women doing, young people, old, doesn't matter. People do this because they're human beings.
Yeah, Brother Dennis, the issue we're dealing with is not which gender is doing it. The issue we're dealing with is that what is causing it. If we can deal with where a person feeling deprived, there's a lack of control, a person who just want anything that moves. If any sky that passes in front of him, he won't hit it. Or you have a case where she already has a husband, but she can't be alone. He's gone until the full moon. And so these are reasons we were trying to explore on why people cheat.
Good.
Yes.
Let's go to number 2.
Okay, number 2. Which addiction we're addressing now?
Number 2 is pornography.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a fascinating one, Brother Dennis, because it's a fascinating one because let me start with this one by talking about the let me talk about it. It's an interesting word, Brother Dennis. Do you see how? Let me pause that word first. So you got this Greek word called, Brother Dennis, poneros.
Mm.
And the idea there is that it's not just evil influence. So, Brother Dennis, can you imagine pornography comes from a root word that's called evil influence? But it's a corrupting influence because, Brother Dennis, pornography corrupts. I think the question we want to deal with first, Brother Dennis, is what makes it wrong? Is that the issue? What question you want us to start with? How do we overcome what actually makes it wrong or something like that?
First of all, what is it, and what makes it? What makes it an addiction?
It's an obsession, Brother Dennis. It's an obsession with naked pictures, naked movies, naked sexual content and material and everything that takes over. And not only that, not only is the individual viewing this particular content, but Brother Dennis, the individual is also masturbating too.
Yeah,
that can later have lead to something, Brother Dennis, called erectile dysfunction.
oh,
ED.
really? That causes that too.
Oh yeah. One of the main causes of ED is pornography and masturbation. The research has been, Brother Dennis, the research has been done on the particular matter and everything, and so but let me what is the purpose of pornography, Brother Dennis? Pornography is created, the content is given to you to incite lust in you, Brother Dennis. So when you watch it, all of a sudden, Brother Dennis, you want to have sex. That's what it's created to do.
Right.
So pornography, Brother Dennis, has a goal. And so its goal is to get a person aroused, excited, and everything. And so and that individual starts to touch on themselves, the individual starts to masturbate and everything. Now, we are told in the Word of God in Proverbs chapter 4:23 that we really need to guard our heart. We know how lust is dangerous,
Right.
and the Bible talks about lust and everything. So, in terms, Brother Dennis, of how you overcome it, number one, Brother Dennis, you got to have an accountability partner, but somebody trustworthy now, not somebody who puts your business out there, like a person who. Okay, so Brother Dennis, it's kind of like this. So if you were going to be an accountability partner for somebody, the first thing you tell that person is say, my man, your phone and your computer, I don't want you to delete nothing the whole month. So Brother Dennis, if you go to the person's house and you see something deleted, you know the person is going on the site.
Right.
Because why did they delete it? Right?
So who is that? What is an accountability partner?
It's the person that holds you accountable and knows if you have relapsed into watching pornography. But Brother Dennis, you're not supposed to delete anything in your phone. I need to come and look at your history and see. And I just need to take your laptop, Brother Dennis. You don't need to fight me for your laptop. I just need to meet with you once a month. Let's say the 15th of every month. And say, Brother Dennis, can you just give me your phone? And I take your phone and see your history, where you've been. And see if I look in your gallery, there are no naked pictures there. There are no naked movies there or something like that. I need that means you trust me to be able to take your phone and your computer to be able to do that. Now, if I see something there, I'll be like, man, what's going on here? Where your mind been? Why you spending so much of the time that God has given? The Bible says we should redeem the time. Why you spending all day on this stuff? And you have a beautiful wife. Why are you looking at these other women when you got a beautiful wife? But what's going on here? So I have to be able to have that hard conversation with you, but in a loving way. So see, man, let me see your computer. What's going on? But man, why you deleted this thing? Why you deleted this? Because Brother Dennis, you got guys. I remember my first class in America in Maryland. I was in class, and a guy had called me. He was like, "Chandler, I want you to take a look at something." I didn't know what he was calling me for. We're taking computer class, and he was looking at porn on his computer. I was like, man, you know, I'm not in class while the teacher was teaching. And this guy, Brother Dennis, he paid so much money for this class. Brother Dennis, the guy, the entire class, he's so addicted. He's watching it in class. So this stuff, Brother Dennis, it can take over a person's entire life.
Wow.
Yes. Now let me talk about married people who feel that when they watch porn, they're spicing things up. The research, Brother Dennis, has shown that the married couples that watch pornography together, Brother Dennis, the marriage doesn't even last for years. Because, Brother Dennis, you can't, it escalates. You're doing small things today. But Brother Dennis, why is it? This is the thing. What makes it wrong? Marriage is supposed to be between the man and the woman, but now you got other people in the marriage. It's not just between you and the wife anymore, Brother Dennis. It's between you and the wife now and what? It was never God's design for it to be like that.
And you will never outdo the professional people that are in the movie.
But Brother Dennis, the thing is that a lot of the thing that they are doing, I've watched a lot of documentaries on confessions of these people, a lot of them on drugs, a lot of them not even, you know, married. The one flesh relationship was made for intimacy, was made for pleasure and procreation, but in this particular sense, are they doing it as a result of money? So there's not love in everything. And some of the stuff they do, people won't even do it with their wife or significant. They won't even do that kind of stuff. You know. But how do you overcome it?
Right. How you get back?
Okay, overcoming it. So, like, Brother Dennis, we can't just let the TV be like that in the house. We got to block the TV now, right?
Right.
Yeah, because even cartoons nowadays, Brother Dennis, we can't trust it.
No.
Well, we thought cartoons used to be innocent. Nowadays, cartoons talking about gay, all kind of stuff you see now in cartoons. It's not like cartoons are innocent and everything. So we got to be able to monitor the television, Brother Dennis. We got to put blockers on electronic devices and everything. If a person knows, Brother Dennis, that they can just, they're addicted to it, then you got to block those sites on your phone and everything. And you shouldn't be subscribing to a magazine. Right? If you already got a problem, why would you subscribe? You know, so there's this particular verse in Job where he says, I made a covenant with my eyes to keep it pure. Brother Dennis, this stuff we're talking about is a real thing. It's a $1 billion plus industry.
Yeah.
Okay. How the problem is you objectifying a person, right? You objectify a man or you objectify. So, Brother Dennis, now it's no longer the woman, it's no longer a woman to you. She just hips, thighs, legs, boobs. It's a person you can use. It's not, it's this. So you change how God wanted you to see her. Because for you, it's not. So now your image of the person is no longer now, you know, a person that I love and the person that we work together. But now you change it to what I need to do. Because you got all kind of images. And the thing is that the pornography flaws and it takes over your mind. And so instead of you at work, that's all you're thinking about. And if you feed your mind with that particular thing, you're going to act out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you got to block some electronic device. We got to monitor. But at the end, we can't just buy the children computers, our kids' computers, we are monitoring the computers. And nowadays, but then if you know, even on social media, it's there. And we have to have that talk with the children. Like, man, what's going on with you? while you're in your room all day, and I see you on the computer.
Right. These days, they're on the computer, and sometimes you're using that to keep them away. Say, hey. So sometimes it gets very difficult.
Yeah, because the computer, Brother Dennis, is a window to the world. This is just one click away. And once the addiction starts, if we don't, Brother Dennis, and the thing is that the problem here is that we have to talk to them about healthy sexuality in a healthy in a healthy way, so accepting help with Brother Dennis is the most important thing. That person has to be the one to accept. You can't force a person to want to stop using. But Brother Dennis, how much money is spent on this thing? How about the prescription they're paying for? And the magazines they're buying every day. And some people, Brother Dennis, in their room on their wall, it's all naked pictures. You know that, right?
Definitely. That's what some people do on their phone in their room.
So it takes over. It takes over. The addiction, Brother Dennis, takes over a person's entire life. So you have to make sure that, Brother Dennis, that person is accepting the help. You can want to be an accountability partner and help the person. But most importantly, Brother Dennis, when it comes to overcoming any addiction, that person has to really give their life to Jesus Christ and ask Jesus to give them the strength. Because the Bible says in Acts chapter 2, he will give you power when you receive his Holy Spirit. Because God is the one that gave us strength to overcome. Because it's Brother Dennis, you have an appetite for something, Brother Dennis. It's almost like you got an appetite for country rice. Even if you got an appetite for country rice, Brother Dennis, I cannot change it with spaghetti overnight, right?
True.
We got to, but Brother Dennis, all that time that person was spending on pornography, we got to tell them to use that time. I think they're going to be running, but Brother Dennis, they got to use that time now for something positive. Because the person, Brother Dennis, all day they were watching. So it's not going to happen overnight. So now you have to replace that time with them doing something different, the same time, but doing something different with that time. So it's definitely something to think about. But Brother Dennis, we have people who are even porn stars. I've watched their testimonies, and now they've given their life to Jesus Christ. They're far away from that particular industry, and they're trying to talk to young people, doing retreats, working book on how they got caught up in that particular lifestyle and everything. But Brother Dennis, the hopeful thing in all of this is that God can deliver people from different situations. Brother Dennis, one of the things I wanted to say about cheating is that a most important thing as men, I wanted to say about cheating, Brother Dennis, suppose a person is a player, right?
Right.
And then the person decides to get married. The person never, Brother Dennis, they don't even know what it is to be with one woman because the person is a player. So just imagine, Brother Dennis, the man is even coming from seeing somebody while he's going to get married. The day before he got married, he went somewhere. So now, Brother Dennis, when the man get married, do you think, Brother Dennis, that man is going to be able to not cheat? No. The man never practiced, Brother Dennis. The man never practiced what it is to be with one woman. So that you got to monogamy, Brother Dennis, have to be practiced. Because the man, Brother Dennis, don't even know what it is to not have. And Brother Dennis, we're dealing today with the curse of options. If you just touch Tinder, somebody can come to your house. Now people are asking you for it free. You don't have to have money to get it. We're dealing, Brother Dennis, in this generation with the curse of options. Whatever flavor you want, you can get it. So it makes it difficult for individuals to be faithful. And Brother Dennis, look at the men to women ratio too. Sociologically.
They say we are equal. Because they say people who think that there are more women, they're just looking for excuse to cheat.
Brother Dennis, All I'm saying is that men have to practice what it means to be with one person, and women have to practice what it is to be with one person. Because if you never practice that and you just get married, you're not even used to being with one person. So it has to be a practice. It has to become a habit and everything, just in terms of a discipline perspective.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Let's go to our third one, which is social media.
That's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
I want to start this one, Brother Dennis, by talking about how do you know, Brother Dennis? Number one, how do you know you're addicted to social media? Number one. So the way you know is you spending, Brother Dennis. Brother Dennis, you remember back in the day when we were growing up, we used to have something called recess.
Yeah.
So, Brother Dennis, well, if you got a child, Brother Dennis, they're not even doing recess, man. If you got a child that doesn't even come outside in the yard. He doesn't even come outside at all day. They on what? They on social. So they don't have any activities offline. That's the problem, Brother Dennis, because when we're growing up, we play outside.
Yeah.
And another thing is that we didn't grow up with computers, though. And I'm not knocking computers in any way. I'm just saying we used to grow up playing with guns and riding bicycles and that kind of stuff, where we had outside activities, outdoors activities, instead of just being on the computer all day. And so if the way you know somebody is addicted to social media is, Brother Dennis, when you look at the person's activities during the day, they're not doing any activity, Brother Dennis, where they playing outside or outside. Everything is
on social media.
Yes, everything. That's the way you can detect, though, that person has an addiction. Another thing, Brother Dennis, is that person, Brother Dennis, they got that uncontrollable edge. They can see, Brother Dennis, they get detox from social media all day. They just gotta be checking. They acting like they're missing. They gotta check all day. They just gotta be holding their phone to check what's. So you got that uncontrollable urge to always know what's, what. So that those are ways that you can know if the person has that excessive. Because, Brother Dennis, you can do something in moderation. If social media, like for example, Focus on Liberia, they're using social media for their business.
Right.
People are using social media for business. I'm not talking about the social media surfer here. The person is just surfing, Brother Dennis, and they surfing in a compulsive and excessive way. And they don't even detox, they don't withdraw from it. And everything. That's the way you know that person is, how they call it thing, addicted to social media.
And what can you do?
You have to realize that well, if you are making money on social media, if it's your business and you're using it as a tool to reach people, that's a whole different. But the problem here is that when the urge become uncontrollable, we have to deal with that particular dynamic, Brother Dennis, because what is happening now, the person is no longer in control of themselves.
Yeah. And
God wants us to be in control of ourselves. No urge should be mastering us. That's the problem here. No urge or no desire supposed to take over us. And so I would say, first of all, you have to, Romans say renew the mind, right? You really got to work on the mind of that individual, pray for that individual, and help the person with discipline. Like, okay, Brother, then if the person was using social media 8 hours a day, so just imagine we drop them to 1 hour, right?
Right.
Because when they talk about excessive, Brother Dennis, you got some of these young teenagers, according to my research, that on social media 12 hours a day. Yes, according to the report I read, the research I've read. Some of them on social media more than 8 hours a day, Brother Dennis. That's excessive. Their whole life is on social. So when you're working with them, you have to help them to be able to reduce how much time, and then we have to fill it with positive, because of social media, they don't even study the lesson anymore, right? Yeah. So they know more about what's going on social media than what's going on in their own academic books. So, okay, so from 8 hours, we want to reduce the time. And we got to hold them accountable too. We have to hold ourselves accountable on how much time am I on. Okay, I can go there and put promotions for my work or business or everything, but I'm not just there all day, because any news that come on, I want to know whatever news is coming on or something like that. But you can say, brother, I can say in 1 hour, I can go in the morning and find out all the news, and then I go and do my other activities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it has to be in a measurable way, but you got to move that person from excessive to try to bring them to a place where the usage of the technology, but then it's a tool. Like any tool, it can be used in a positive way for everything. But if the use is so excessive, now we got to bring that person back from 12 hours a day, 11 hours a day, 10 hours a day, Brother Dennis, to bring that person. Okay, man, check out on social media just 1 hour a day. Because I've actually dealt with people, Brother Dennis, who told me that, hey, I'm supposed to be studying my lesson for an exam. But guess what, Brother Dennis? I mean, like, how's the lesson studying going? Guess what they were doing? What they, Brother Dennis? They never even studied for the lesson. They were just surfing.
Yeah. That's really can be an addiction.
It is an addiction. Serious addiction.
Let's go to the last one, which is gossip.
Ooh. Brother Dennis, now you know in Liberia we got different names for gossipers: scandal monger, chichipole. What was that other guy that was I think that cartoon? What his name? Was it Tom or what the cartoon?
Oh, chichipole Tom.
So just imagine, Brother Dennis, what we're doing now with chichipole Tom. We're bringing gossip to the me. What is the term they say the world stage? We're making gossip, Brother Dennis. We're bringing gossip to the world stage. What? Let's deal, Brother Dennis. Let me break something down. Let's deal, number one, with intent. Intent.
Right. And that's where I want to see a line really defining gossip.
Yes.
Is there a time that you can talk about somebody without being a gossip? Or what's the definition? What makes gossip different about an honest discussion in the absence of the person?
Okay, so Brother Dennis, the issue here with gossip is that, from the Old Testament, it says that the one who tells the secrets of others, like that idea, that in that context of the one who tells the secrets of others. But Brother Dennis, okay, so let's deal, Brother Dennis, with the anatomy of gossip. Number one, the intent. The person is telling, Brother Dennis, if I'm gossiping about somebody to you, I am trying to make myself feel important. You see the intent now? Brother Dennis, I am bringing somebody down and elevating myself. I'm talking about some flop, some failure, some fall feelings of another person. But in terms of the intent, what we're dealing with here, Brother Dennis, is that I am making myself feel good. It's so important. And I'm actually just bringing that person. And I'm not only that, the purpose of the gossip intent is that I'm actually undermining, Brother Dennis. I'm just undermining that particular individual. Yes, the best way, Brother Dennis, if you want to have a candid conversation with a person that really going to produce results, is not doing it behind my back. If we need to talk about something, just say, Pastor Chana, why don't we just have a meeting and talk about this thing? I'd rather that than for you to have a candid conversation behind my back. Because that candid conversation, Brother Dennis, you having behind my back, it's not going to yield any result because you're not talking it to me, right?
Right.
The same thing, if I want to talk to you, I bring it to you. I say, Brother Dennis, you know what? Let's talk about this particular matter. You did this particular thing to me. Because we call it juicy gossip. But in the end, what we're doing, we go at events and we go to events where we act like we're so perfect, though. And we're not seeing the stuff that in our own eyes. And we're not seeing the work that we need to do in our own lives. But we take that particular opportunity to bring others down, to undermine them. So when you really think about what gossip is, the intent and the information that you're sharing, you know you don't want nobody to share that kind of information about you. That's what's fascinating. The way you're talking about that person, will you want somebody to go at you the way that you, and the thing is that you might have had a relationship with that person before, where that person confided in you. So why will you take it now to social media? Why are you taking the person's business out there and the person took you to be a trusted, you know what I'm saying? That's just a violation of what true friendship is all about, you know.
And
How do you deal with it? So what I say about Brother Dennis, I can say to Brother Dennis, you know, for me, the way I discourage gossip is like, okay, this stuff here, let's just get Brother Dennis involved. Don't tell me about it. Are you willing for me to call Brother Dennis and ask Brother Dennis about it? And if that Brother Dennis, if that person hesitate, as I read that, I caught up that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Because sometimes it's not necessary though. The person is just venting. Someone say, I just need someone to vent. I want a listening ear.
But the venting that they're giving to us, Brother Dennis, some of the things that are coming under the vent. Some of the things that come under the vent is not factual. It's still destructive though, because it affects how you see that person. I can vent, but if I say Brother Dennis did this and he did that during my process of venting, Brother Dennis, I'm still undermining you though.
Right. But can gossip be factual? Let's say we went somewhere and you did something, you know, maybe publicly or a few persons knew. If I go and say that to somebody else, well, we went somewhere and Pastor Primo and someone, there was an altercation, he did this, the way he acted was not really good.
So, Brother Dennis, what's the purpose? What's the purpose are you telling on me now? What's the purpose of it?
Just news reporting. This is the information age.
Brother Dennis, so now, I mean, you actually think you're being brotherly to me if you're doing that? You think you bring my brother keeper if you're doing that now?
Yeah, it actually happened. I mean, I'm not doing it with evil intent. I'm only passing information.
But now you're undermining my ministry though, because people will say, "Oh, that pastor did that. He got into beef with somebody out there." But who carrying the news? It was you though.
Yeah.
So I don't in the end, Brother Dennis, would you want me to go do that to you? No. So are you ready? Are you actually did you have my back then? No, you didn't though. Because you want me to go do that. Even if I saw you doing something, Brother Dennis, it means all the things I need to see, I need to talk about it though. I'm not a parrot though, to talk about everything I see. The Bible says quick to hear but slow to speak. It means I can feel something, but it does not mean and somebody can even tell me it. Do I have to always talk about what I see? Not really. So it takes a certain level of maturity too. If I go to a Liberian event, it's a July 26th, Brother Dennis, I should be celebrating Liberia. Why am I talking about somebody there for? I should be talking about Liberia, right?
Right.
So the purpose of me coming to a July 26th is to talk about Liberia, but not to talk about somebody, man, in a negative and derogatory way, and to bring that person down. You know, I think we need to stop that as a community. Because gossip is so visceral in our community, Brother Dennis. And it's a choice. You can say, you know what, man, I really don't want to be a part of that conversation. And you can walk away too, Brother Dennis. Because as for me, Brother Dennis, I'm a person, I quit to shut things down. I don't encourage people to bring gossip to me. And I will let you know, my man, we're not going to have that kind of friendship. We're gonna but let's just read a book. Let's just read things for apart and talk about it. But we're not gonna be gossiping about people because it's not positive. Let them read a book on managing money. Let them read a book on manhood. But the thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to take our precious time to be talking about other people. Because guess what, Brother Dennis? I don't want them to do it to me too, though. It's a choice, man.
Right. But soon you walk away, then your own name they get that your boon is start chewing.
But Brother Dennis, because if you choose somebody boon, they will chew your own boon. But it's so funny that the people that can be chewing other people's bone, they can be mad when people be chewing your bone, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They say leopard know how dragging hurts. So when you drag leopard, it can be bitter. But leopard grab any animal, you drag it to eat it. But if you kill a leopard and you drag it, you can't eat it. It'll be so bitter because even eat it, dead body is still angry.
That's so cool.
Let me announce today our topic is addictions no one talks about.
Exactly.
We talk about cheating, we talk about pornography, we talk about social media, and now gossip. If you want to be part of the conversation, please call the number that's on your screen, 605-313-6004. The code is 791-403#. We talk about these addictions, how they come about, and how you're able to overcome them. So call and participate. And another thing that maybe gossip now has taken another leg, right? Because the gossip that's on social media, people go live to talk about, somebody, and that's supposed to be, one of the things that, rack up the views.
Yeah, but okay, so Brother Dennis, guess what now? These people, Brother Dennis, I mean, isn't that bad, Brother Dennis, that you just try to is that the only way you can make money in America, man? to be able to just talk bad about people to just get you. I mean, think about it, Brother Dennis. The reason why they're dropping that content is to be able to get some money, man. But is that the only way you can make money now?
You can send stars. And what has also become very prevalent in our society is if I have anything against you, I can tell one of these podcasters, give some money. And
that's even dangerous because now, but Brother Dennis, people don't even know how those things are deadly. It has effect on those people, their reputation, even their minds. It can really make a person go into stress and depression and everything. I think those are some of the dangers of the social media area. And do you really have to do all of that and everything? We don't have, but this is the question: how should we then live? We don't need to live like that, man. You can make money in other ways other than you always trying to look for something to carry the views up.
Other people. Let me read a few comments here. Alfred Booty said tabloids and gossip outlets are big businesses.
That's true, man. That's true.
He continued about David. He said, wasn't David condemned for having sex with Bathsheba when he already had multiple women?
The Bible, that's what God punished David for it. He punished David for that particular act and everything. And not only that, but Bathsheba too, Brother Dennis, the first child she had, God said the child was going to die. So she lost her child too. And everything. So the both of them experienced the consequences of it.
And this one from Abby, a nurse practitioner, she's our health contributor here. See, where's the source of that information that masturbation will cause erectile dysfunction?
Oh, I can follow her the research where there's been cases in my counseling practice and cases where we work with people over a period of time where their erectile dysfunction was tied directly to masturbation.
Abby, continue. Maybe she's putting your plug here. So please make sure you are checking your cholesterol level, blood pressure, diabetic screening, prostate, certain medication. Those screenings put you at high risk of erectile dysfunction. Quit smoking too. Oh. Yeah,
So it's important. So it's important for her to nuance that those factors are not the only factors that cause erectile dysfunction with men, but there are other factors. And one of the factors that is overlooked that nobody talk about is the effect of masturbation on men. And it also affects men's sex life, their sexuality. Yes.
Yeah. We don't have a color yet, but we can anything else you want to cover before we wind this down?
Brother Dennis, it's just an opportunity for us to highlight some of these things, how we can do better as a community. There are millions of ways that we can make money, but we don't have to make money, Brother Dennis, by undermining others. We don't have to make money by bringing people down, to rack up views and everything. There are other ways that you can make money other than always trying to find dirt on others. You don't have to be involved in that kind of business, so you can find a different business and everything. But I think the most important thing is when it came to practicing monogamy is something that you have to practice it before. You got to be satisfied with the person that you have. You have to be committed to that person that you have, so that when you go and do the vows and everything, then you will be able to. But if you never practice it, then when you get how they call the thing, married, then it's difficult because you're not even used to being with one person and everything, because you never practice it. How will you change overnight? Because we always have to renew our mind and try to change our habits and everything. So those are some of the things I wanted to end with on this particular show.
Thank you. Don't forget, Tuesday is election day in Liberia. Liberians will be going to the polls to elect their senators, representatives, and president. Tomorrow, Monday at 8 p.m., please join me here for our elections eve analysis and preview. We're going to be looking at the candidates. What do we expect from them on elections day? The voters, we'll look at the voters turnout. At the voter, trained enough? Would they be, making the right choices? We'll also look at the political parties. Have they trained their voters or their members to how to avoid elections violence? So how to mark the paper so there will be no invalid votes? What do we expect from the political parties on elections day? Also, our security, law enforcement, the NEC, that is the election management body. What do we expect of them on Tuesday? How are they going to manage the whole process? And after elections, probably things may end to the Supreme Court. Do we expect impartial adjudication of these matters when they get to the Supreme Court? We're going to lay all that on the table tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be here moderating. Reverend Freeman, thank you so much we keep doing this, and I really appreciate your time. And then final words before we close.
Brother Dennis, I just encourage everybody to have a successful Sunday. Let's commit this week to God, and let's just continue to work hard and work honestly for an honest living, to be able to experience abundance and prosperity in our lives. The best is yet to come.
Thank you so much. I want to thank our viewers also for watching. No, we didn't get a call out. Please continue to watch the show. Even after the show, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Twitter, and all major social media platforms. Until then, we're going to end with our song that says, "We are all Liberians." Have a good night, and God bless you.
Good night.
We are Liberians.